Welcome to That Real Estate Show, where we don't just help you buy or sell a home, we help you become part of the community too. I'm your host, Diane Brennan, and here's what's coming up on the show. We'll take an exclusive tour of a luxury home in Carefree, known as the Wedding Cake House. It's the first time the owners have allowed TV cameras inside. In Arizona's heat, window coverings are a must. We'll check out the latest styles with Coyote Blinds. And if you're looking for a home and you're worried about your credit history, we have good news for you. We're here at the iconic Wedding Cake House, and joining me is my dear friend, Preston Westmoreland with Russ Lyons Sotheby's. And I feel that I'm in Italy right now. This is the first time cameras have ever been allowed into this beautiful home. It's a wonderful home, and you would think you're in Italy, not in the desert Southwest. And it was designed to be an Italian villa by Gary Jones. It's 4 bedroom, there's a beautiful study with a fireplace, an outdoor patio. There's 6 bathrooms in this home, over 6,000 square feet, on one of Carefree's most incredible home sites overlooking the world-famous Boulders Resort. And what's the list price? List price is $2.95 million. Gorgeous. One of the best deals. And by the way, this home is one of the most solidly built homes I've ever seen. Everything about it is real. There's no faux stone, it's all real rock. We're on marble floors, 65 solid mahogany doors with solid brass fixtures. All the wrought iron is solid core, not hollow core. I mean, it was just built to last. And timeless finishes, just beautiful. Like European homes are, you know. And it was designed by Gary Jones, who was an expert in rock engineering. And Gary figured out how to put these wonderful homes built into very difficult sites like this, surrounded by boulders. And he actually co-authored the Maricopa County Hillside Ordinance that all the builders have to use when they build in places like this. Gary built the first home in Carefree, and later, I think he's built about 325 homes across the Valley of the Sun, just a first quality builder. But he was told to build it like it's in Italy. And they used the designs of Andrea Palladio, a 15th century architect, who developed these great rotundas. And of course, we're in the middle of the foyer, which has this enormous rotunda with leaded glass, a faux Romeo and Juliet balcony. And the idea for the foyers was you would come into the foyer to be received, and then the principal rooms would leave off the foyer like spokes of a wheel. Tell us about the views. They're incredible here. Well, you're overlooking the world-famous Boulders Resort. We're set high up in the hills with this massive rock monolith behind us. Some people call it the praying monk of Carefree. And you can see 4 peaks, Pinnacle Peak, great shots of Camelback Mountain, city lights in the evening, and it is really a world-class home location. I'm excited to see the rest of it. So we're going to show you more of this iconic Wedding Cake House coming up. We're here at Fairway Mortgage with our favorite lender, John Tobias, and we're going to talk about people recovering from the economy back in 2008. Now they want to buy a home, or there are things available out there to help them.
Absolutely, and we face it every day. It's amazing how many people went through that here in Phoenix. So the biggest events that happen to people are foreclosures, short sale, bankruptcies. And a lot of times you get into a house 3 years of a short sale, 2 years out of a bankruptcy, and then 3 years for a foreclosure. That's typical FHA guidelines. FHA is really the most lenient when it comes to credit history. The only negative to FHA is that your maximum loan amount here in Maricopa County is $271,050. So if you want to borrow up and above that, you're a little more limited on your products.
So let's go through the 3. How long are you waiting if you've had a short sale?
For a conventional loan, it's typically 4 years.
Okay.
For an FHA loan, it's 3 years. And VA actually doesn't have a policy, so we've done those even as little as 1 year in some cases.
All right. So bankruptcy, how long do you have to wait?
It's going to be 2 years for FHA, it's going to be 2 years for VA, and it's going to be 4 years for conventional financing. And if you suffered a foreclosure? It's going to be 7 years for conventional, 3 years for FHA, and 2 years for VA. But we do have a product, it's a niche type product that is private money more or less, and we can still do financing 2 years out of a bankruptcy, 2 years out of a short sale, 3 years out of a foreclosure, up to an $850,000 loan amount if you're putting 20% down. So that'll still fulfill that gap above FHA, where you can still buy $1 million house at 20% down. You could have had a foreclosure 3 years ago. And the rates aren't too bad. So there's options still coming out in the marketplace. People aren't aware that you don't have to wait 7 years to qualify for a purchase anymore. after you've had a foreclosure.
And what about their FICO score? So obviously you look at, yes, they've had a short sale, they've had a foreclosure, bankruptcy, but if everything else looks favorable, then they can get approved for these things.
On an FHA and VA, we can go down to 580 FICO score. On a conventional loan, we're typically going to be a minimum of 620. And then on that jumbo type product, the niche product, we can actually go down to a 660 with 20% down, 3 years out of a foreclosure.
Let's talk to people the difference between FHA, VA, and conventional really quickly, just in case you don't know what we're kind of talking about with these loan programs.
So FHA is the Federal Housing Administration. VA is the Veterans Administration, and that is for veterans. And then conventional is Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those are conventional home loans. A couple of the biggest differences besides the waiting periods, conventional has a maximum loan amount of $417. FHA's is that $271 and $50 number. In VA, for 100%, you can go to $417, but there's also a calculation. You can actually do a jumbo VA with put a little bit more money down.
Thanks so much. John Tobias with Fairway Mortgage. One way to change up the look of your home is through window coverings. We've got some great ideas coming up. And our roofing expert shares tips on installing a shingle roof. That Real Estate Show is brought to you in part by the Tobias team at Fairway Independent Mortgage and Brightway Roofing.
For more great videos highlighting all that's happening across Arizona, visit cox7.com. Since 1980, Frederick & Sons has offered air conditioning, plumbing, and heating service in the Valley, offering great service, highest quality workmanship, and certified technicians. They're licensed, bonded, and insured, and they always guarantee their work. Nothing is worse than a surprise jump in repair cost. That's why they'll give you an estimate in writing before starting a job. For all of your AC, plumbing, and heating needs, call Frederick & Sons today, an Arizona-based family-owned business. That's Frederick & Sons, or visit plumbingprosaz.com.
Hi, I'm Lori Clark, owner of Right Way Roofing, where we believe there's only one way, the right way. Here's what the other guys are using. Here's what we use. At Right Way Roofing, we only use the most durable, top quality products at a fair price. As a third-generation roofing company, we service all types of roof systems and perform re-roofs, new roofs, repairs, and master leak detection on both residential and commercial properties. Give us a call today for a free estimate. And remember, there's only one way, the right way.
We're here with the owner of Coyote Blinds, Greg Newman. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Diane.
So tell us a little bit about your company and what you specialize in.
Well, we're Coyote Blind Company. We started 20 years ago in Phoenix, and we are now, we're family owned and operated, and we specialize in window treatments, shutters, blinds, cellular shades like you see back in the background here.
They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
So because of the heat in Arizona, do we have to have a certain type of window covering here?
You do. You want to stay away from the plastics because they start to yellow after time. We want to stick with real wood, or like you cellular shades, more fabric. They keep out the heat but let in the light.
So, but there are places that do offer the plastics, like the faux wood.
There are. We do offer it. We don't do that much of it here because of the heat, but we do offer it as a least expensive item.
Well, I like the fact that you tell your clients these aren't going to last that long.
Absolutely.
So the natural materials are definitely the strongest.
They are the best because we have a little moisture here, and that's what ruins a lot of the wood. So we're in a dry area, so that the wood does really well.
I have no idea what I want on my windows. How does one kind of decide what's the best window covering for themselves?
Well, that's when we come out, we look at your house, we see what you got going on, what type of, are you more traditional, more contemporary? Then we just kind of take it from there, show you different products. If you're more contemporary, we like the cellular shades in the backgrounds. If you're more traditional, the wood shutters or wood blinds.
So speaking of these cellular shades, you can also get different densities, letting in as much light or as little as you want.
Absolutely. You can do a 3/4 inch single cell, a double cell, or you can do a blockout cell where it's completely dark.
Completely dark. So that would be, let's say, in a bedroom if you don't want any sun coming in the morning.
Absolutely, bedroom, or you can do a theater room. We can do side panels on it so no light comes in on the sides at all.
Excellent. My favorite is the woven blinds.
Yes.
And what do you think of those?
They do pretty good here. They tend to dry out a little bit and kind of fray on the edges. So we don't do a lot of that here in Arizona, but they're kind of more in and out of style. Sometimes they're in, sometimes they're out.
So I have them in a rental property because I like the look of them and it's kind of a vacation-y feel. So tell me that those are in.
Yes, right now they're coming back in style. They'll be in for a few years, but they may go back out of style again, just so you know.
What doesn't go out of style?
Shutters. Shutters and cellular shades are pretty much here for the long haul.
All right, Greg, I do not like to do a lot of housework. Well, I don't really have the time. But what blinds or window coverings are the lowest maintenance?
Well, you got two that's really good. It's the shutters, because you have the wide louvers. You can get in there with your hand and clean them. Or the cellular shades like you see back here, where you just use a duster and you dust them right off. Or if you're like me, you just keep them up most of the time and no dust gets on them at all.
Perfect. I like that idea. Greg Newman with Coyote Blinds, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you.
All right, now we are coming down to my favorite part of the house. What is it with me walking downstairs in your listings, Preston?
Diane, you came down these beautiful stairs, but you could have taken one of the 2 elevators in the home.
Oh, now he tells me. Now he tells me there's an elevator. Men should wear these shoes, then they'd have an idea. So tell me about some of the favorite places in this home.
Oh, well, this bottom floor is everybody's favorite. It's almost a whole another home. There's a saloon or a bar. There's a lit dance floor. There's an enormous rock they actually found by the pool, and they propped it up here as part of the construction. This has access to the pool out on one of the main porticos. You've got the guest suites over here through a beautiful stained glass window. And everything you need, fireplace, dishwashers. They used to throw a lot of big parties in this room, and they would take all the food down the elevator and then just take it right off.
Oh, they didn't make them go up the stairs like you made me.
No, it makes it a lot easier.
Oh,
yeah.
great. And everyone's got beautiful views out of every room here because of the shape of the home. I love that.
Oh, it's incredible. And you see the porticos, and of course, outside on the balcony, you can see the pool with the world-famous Boulders Resort framed by the porticos as well. It's an amazing home that has a different area for every mood that the homeowner is in, I think.
I definitely want that master bedroom.
Well, the master bedroom has a balcony with the greatest view in the whole home. It just looks out at the giant rocks. In the master suite, you've got his and hers bathrooms. The ladies' end has a full-size spa. There's a sauna up there.
And is larger, as it should be.
Yeah, and there's another elevator that serves the master suite. Every floor has beautiful coffered ceilings. In the bottom, the coffered ceilings are composed of beams that are hewn with an axe. And of course, there's wonderful wooden beams in every floor. That was part of Gary Jones' trademark. He was known for his wooden beams. You've got a private trail, a private walk that goes up around a huge rock that goes up to the master suite. So you can come down outside to the pool, or you can come with, using the elevators. The kitchen has all Miele appliances. There's steam ovens. There are about 4 warming drawers. Miele, of course, is one of the highest end appliances in the world.
It's gorgeous. Thank you so much for showing this exclusive tour, the first time on TV, of the beautiful wedding cake house in Carefree. Thanks so much, Preston.
My pleasure.
Coming up, the mayor of Carefree shares his pick for favorite restaurant. And if you're about to buy a home, I'll tell you the 3 things you need to do before signing on the dotted line. If you want to know what your home is worth, go to tv.thatrealestateshow.co and click on the free home evaluation button. We'll send you a free report outlining the most recent sales in your neighborhood.
Growland can create a unique and personalized theme for your yard.
I can transform your yard and create intimate spaces. We can install fire features and misting systems, and we even do custom lighting. And we can even build you a bocce ball court. In fact, my greatest joy is watching your backyard unfold as I create that intimate sanctuary for you that your friends and family will never want to leave.
Conscientious, creative, hardworking, and honest, Greg Rowland will leave a beautiful mark on your property.
I'm John Tobias, and making a home purchase is most people's biggest decision of their lives. We're here to make that process as seamless as possible.
The Tobias team at Fairway Mortgage is #1 in loans closed in Maricopa County for the past 5 years and is now offering Pathway to Purchase, a new down payment assistance program implemented by the Arizona Department of Housing. John Tobias is ready to help you with new mortgage products and all of your financing needs. Call 480-626-2207.
My daddy is a bear. Mommy Mama is a bear.
We are here in Carefree with Mayor Les Peterson, and you picked the English Rose Tea Room as the place to be interviewed. And first of all, why is this so special for you?
Well, it's a very unique and distinctive, as you can see from the interior of this restaurant. And there's two things, that plus the proprietors, Joe Gimmel and her husband Bob, are wonderful hosts and hostesses, and they make everyone feel so warm and friendly here.
Oh, it's absolutely adorable. I feel like such a lady. We're sipping our tea.
Yes.
And talking with the mayor here at the English Rose Tea Room. So let's talk about Carefree and what makes it such a great place to live.
The people. Let's start with the people. For the most part, the people here are 40 plus, and they're actively involved in not-for-profits. I would say of 1,900 households, 3,500 people here. You take our major nonprofits, the Caring Corps, the Food Bank, the library, each one of these will have 400 to 500 volunteers. So the people are active and involved in their community. Beyond the people, there's a physical beauty to it up here. We're in the foothills from the continental mountains, so it's a combination of the people and the physical beauty of the area.
What challenges do you face as mayor, does the town of Carefree face in the future?
Well, there's a couple. Number one, we don't have a property tax specific to Carefree. If you took a median price home in Carefree, in comparison to Phoenix or Scottsdale, it would be $3,000 less in Carefree per year. But from that, we must rely upon economic development to generate sales taxes. And if you look at our community, we have 96% of the units that are up here are residential units. 4% are commercial. So we're always looking for fine and unique restaurants, retailers, people such as that. The challenge is to get them to come up here and maintain the integrity of the town as a rural community. We have a tremendous schedule of fairs and festivals. We have concerts. We have a dozen concerts a year.
Right, we're going to do a speed round with you, ask you a few questions. Tell us, if you weren't mayor, what profession would you be doing?
If I weren't mayor, I've been a director of an organization called New Pathways for Youth, which is 600 youth from dysfunctional family, truly dysfunctional. Parents are jailed, parents are drug addicts, etc., and these kids are on their own. I'd go back to doing that.
Sounds great. What book are you currently reading?
Well, being mayor takes a lot of my time. I'm a history buff. I love the Western American history. I love Arizona history. Probably Frederick Jackson Turner is my favorite author. When I have a moment, I go back and I read those kinds of things. What
are the 3 things that people must do when they visit Carefree?
Certainly visit the Carefree Desert Gardens, right outside of the window here. Come up here, come to one of the fairs and festivals, come to the Pumpkin Festival or the Christmas show. The other things, I would visit some of the unique restaurants like this one here, and I do some hiking. There are some wonderful, wonderful hiking trails around here.
Thank you so much for having a cup of tea with me at the English Rose Tea Room, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you. I'm enjoying it.
Lori Clark, owner of Right Way Roofing, and in past shows we have taught you about the importance of quality materials with tile roofs, with foam roofs, and today we are going to talk about shingle roofs. In case you missed those past episodes, just go to cox7.com and you can watch from there. Lori, thanks for joining us. Let's talk about the shingles themselves.
We use top of the line 30-year architectural dimensional shingles.
And they come in a lot of different colors.
They do. We have many different colors to offer. That's the most fun part of doing your shingle roof, is choosing the colors.
And when she means those three-dimensional, that obviously means awesome quality.
Dimensional architectural. It's a 30-year shingle.
That means great.
Right.
All right. To those that don't know, it's a great shingle. So how do you guys do things differently than, let's say, your competition?
Well, a couple things we do is we replace all of the flashings on the roof, whether it's a pipe jack, a plumbing jack, or your dryer vent, anything that penetrates through the roof, we replace those jacks because they're as old as the roof. Replace them.
Excellent.
So, yeah.
Great advice.
Another thing that we do is what we call lifetime metal step flashing. So whether it's around an AC unit or the chimney or where the roof meets the wall, it's basically layering the shingles and then metal, the shingles and then metal. It's basically a bulletproof shingle roof system.
All right, let's talk about the great warranty that you offer.
We offer 15-year warranty because of all the extras that we're doing, all the step flashing, and we're able to offer a 15-year warranty.
And that's not what other people can do.
Right, most companies don't do that. That's something that we do and enables us to offer a longer warranty than most of the companies out there.
Because you have a great relationship with the manufacturer.
We are actually certified with the manufacturers, and it's a great relationship. We trust them, they trust us, it works great.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us, Lori.
Thank you for having me.
We've got much more coming up on That Real Estate Show, including the 3 things you need to do before you close on your home. That Real Estate Show's Unsung Heroes program gives huge discounts to first responders and veterans buying or selling a home. This includes active duty military, firefighters, police officers, emergency medical personnel, Red Cross workers, and National Guard. Go to thatrealestateshow.com for more information.
Enjoying Diane Brennan's insider tips, tours, and interviews? Then head to cox7.com/homes for more great video from That Real Estate Show.
Do you have a window need, inside or out? New build or a remodel? Blind shutters, tents, cellular shades, roller shades, and sunscreens. Whatever your need, we have the company for you. Coyote Blind Company. Valley-wide family business since 1997. Trustworthy, competent installations and great selections. Authorized blind company for the city of Phoenix. Call Coyote Blind Company at 623-341-1931.
Closet and Storage Concepts, located right here in Scottsdale. Family owned and operated, the premier provider for custom closets and home storage solutions.
Tired of your closet looking like this? Would you rather it look like this? Hi, I'm Lori, owner of Closet and Storage Concepts, along with co-owner Chad.
Our beautiful showroom has ideas for every room in your home.
From the closets and pantry
to your laundry, office, or craft room, we can get you organized.
Come in and see us.
A life well organized.
I have some tips for buyers. You have some layers of protection before buying a home. First, get an inspection. Once you're under contract, you have a 10-day due diligence period. Now, during that time, you can get a home inspection and a termite inspection. At that point, you can ask the seller to make repairs, ask for a credit, or accept it as is. If the seller refuses to make repairs or give you a credit, you can cancel and get your earnest money back. Second, the appraisal. Your lender will order one to make sure you're not overpaying. If it comes in lower than contract price, you can ask the seller to reduce the price. If they don't, you can either come up to contract price with cash or cancel and get your earnest money back. And lastly, do a final walkthrough. Make sure that all the agreed to repairs have been completed and the home is in the same condition as when you first viewed it. If it's not, don't close. After a close, if you find a problem, it's pretty tough to do anything about it. If you want to know what your home is worth, go to tv.thatrealestateshow.co. and click on the free home evaluation button. We'll send you a free report outlining the most recent sales in your neighborhood. If you do need a more specific price, you do need to have a realtor come to your home. That's tv.thatrealestateshow.co. Also, don't forget to join us Sunday mornings at 8 a.m. on 92.3 FM KTAR. We want to thank all of our guests for joining us and Preston Westmoreland for showing us this beautiful home. We'll see you next time on That Real Estate Show.